And to you, good day.
My name is Yona.
If you say so.
I'm married 40 years. I have 7 children.
Oh, all right.
And I raised them all these years, take care of the household. And my baby is 21 now, and it's time for me. And I have a question.
Yes.
I'm a makeup artist,
Oh, all
and
right.
I'm a real estate agent.
Yes.
And I'm planning of opening in back of my house a restaurant only 3 times a day, Yemenite food,
All right.
for 3 hours a day.
All right. This is part
And-
of your passion, yes?
Yes, and
All
I'm
right.
confused. I wanted to know on which field should I go? Makeup artist, the restaurant.
Why do you only have to do one?
Why do I have what?
Why do you only have to choose one?
Oh.
If they're all expressions of your passion, don't you understand again that the organizing principle of synchronicity will organize them in a way to know in which order to do them, and maybe you can even do more than one at a time? But let synchronicity show you. It will show you what you need to do first, second, third. It will show you.
I'm still waiting for it to show me for the last
You
3
have
months.
to start
No.
taking action on something for it to show you. You have to take action somewhere. Look, if you have several things that seem equally passionate, they're not always equally able to be acted on. Are they all equally able to be acted on? Can you start all of them equally? Or is one more able to be acted on
It's
than
depends.
another?
It's not up to me. If I will get the job, I will do. Yeah, all of them.
All right. So, as we say, if they all seem equally exciting and they all seem equally capable of being acted on, flip a coin and see which comes up. All right, A, maybe you need a 3-sided coin. B, C, whatever. The thing is, one of 2 things will happen. If you say, all right, A, I'll do this, heads, I'll do that, tails, I'll do that, and maybe something else, if the coin lands on its side, I'll do that. But the idea is, the first thing that might happen when you flip the coin, maybe it'll say A, and you'll go, oh, I really wanted it to say B. Now you know which one has more passion in it. If that doesn't happen and it still seems all equal, then it doesn't matter which one you start first. It's up to you to make that decision. Because again, if it's not the path that you need to start first, synchronicity as the organizing principle will turn you around to the path you actually need to start first. It's the true organizing principle. It will show you what you need to do and what you don't need to do. So start anything, and the situations will evolve to let you know whether keep going or turn around and do something else.
Oh, okay.
It will show you. Remember I said it's a self-guiding system. That's what we mean. It will guide you. It leaves nothing out, including this is the path over here, not this one, this path. Start this one first. It will guide you. But you have to take action on something in order to find out whether to keep going on it or get turned around to something else. It will show you. Does that help?
I see. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Question number 2.
Yes.
I get almost every day or the other day, I see 111, 1111.
Yes. Those synchronicity numbers let you know that when you see those synchronistic numbers, you're saying you're in the correct state right now. Act from that state. Because those are like road signs. They're like road markers. Right now, you're in alignment with your true self. You're on the right path. Act from that state. That's what it feels like. Bang, at that moment. This is what you really feel like. That's what the number is reflecting to you as a synchronistic marker. Yes?
Okay. Thank you very much.
Yes, you're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Hi, Bashar.
And to you, good day.
So, my first question is, for as long as I can remember, even before I found your work,
Yes.
every time I look up at the night sky, I look right at Orion.
Oh, all right.
What does that mean?
It means you have strong connections to the different histories and pathways of experience in the old Orion systems that you are now utilizing and drawing from on Earth to transform darkness into light.
Okay, that resonates.
Thank you.
Do I have hybrid children?
Yes.
How many?
Well, again, when we answer that question, it depends upon the amount of genetic material that is in them above a certain percentage that would make them yours. Because the idea is that genetic material is spread among thousands of hybrids. but in general, more than 15% of your genetic material usually only exists somewhere between 15 to 17, maybe sometimes as high as 23.
Wow. So I'm an acupuncturist.
All right.
And
was that a question?
No.
All right.
And nobody really knows where it came from, who or what discovered it. Do you have any information you can share?
It was understood in what you call Atlantean times.
Oh, wow.
It was developed back then.
How long ago was that?
About 20,000 of your years ago.
Wow. Okay.
Now, it doesn't mean that humans didn't understand that there were certain energy meridians on the body before that. We're answering your specific question of when the idea of acupuncture was developed to take advantage of the knowledge of those particular energy meridians in the body.
Okay. And so, but societies have been aware of the meridians
Yes.
for even longer.
Yes. Most likely around 100,000 years or so.
Because the meridians contain light and electricity,
They are light. Yes.
magnetism, all of that.
Yes.
Okay. Is astrology real?
As a permission slip, remember, permission slips is any tool, any technique, any ritual, any object that allows you, by using it, to give yourself permission to be more of who you are. So it's a reflection. It's not a causation. No permission slip is a causation of anything. It's a reflection of the state of your consciousness to help guide you if you are prone to gravitate to that particular permission slip because it aligns with your belief system.
Okay. In terms of financial abundance,
Watch it. Remember what we've already said about abundance, yes?
Okay.
Before you continue that question, did you understand what we already said?
Yes.
Are you going to still ask the question?
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Does saving money energetically represent fear of lack of it?
It depends on the person and why they're doing it, doesn't it? Remember when we said anything can be used positively or negatively?
Yes.
Anything. So the idea of saving money can be a positive act. It can be a negative act.
It just depends on how you feel about it?
It depends on your belief system as to why you're doing it.
Okay.
The feeling may come as a result of the belief system and give you a clue as to why you're doing it and whether it's positive or negative. So you can use the feeling that you associate with it to determine whether you are doing it positively or negatively. Yes?
Yes.
All right. Does that help?
Yes. And
Anything else?
last
Yes.
question. I have really bad insomnia.
You mean really good insomnia?
Yeah, I'm really good
If you had
at
bad insomnia,
That's
you'd
true.
be sleeping.
That's true. I'm really good at staying awake.
All right.
What is that about?
Well, it depends. It could be many different things.
Okay.
We sense from you that you're waiting for some kind of a connection at night, but you're not exactly sure you want to go through the experience that the connection will bring.
A connection with
Some different extra-dimensional sources, extraterrestrial sources.
Oh.
So you're kind of staying awake because in one sense you kind of want to be around when it happens. You don't want to necessarily be unconscious for it. But at the same time, you are also not willing to let go to get into the state where it's most probable that it will happen. So you're kind of between what you typically refer to as humans as a rock and a hard place. You're kind of putting yourself in a neutral state because you kind of want it to happen this way and don't really want it to happen this way, but you do want it to happen knowing that it will most likely happen this way, but you'd rather it happen this way. Is that making some sense?
a little.
All right. So what we would suggest is this.
Okay.
When you lie down in bed, just take a few deep breaths and allow yourself to relax into the idea of letting the connection happen in the way that actually serves everyone best. Just let it happen that way and allow yourself to get used to the idea that it may change over time and you may become more aware of it in different ways. But let yourself relax into the idea that whatever connections are going to happen for the best possible reasons to serve you and everyone involved. And just see if you can relax into that understanding And once you can allow yourself to relax and you feel yourself starting to drift, allow yourself to ask, just ask, that it happen in a way that allows you more conscious awareness of what's going on, and that you know you will be fine if that is given.
Okay.
All right? Now, do you have a particular affinity for a particular spirit guide?
No.
Are you sure?
What's an example?
Do you have an attraction to a particular thing, a flower, a tree, a name, an idea that you don't really know why you're attracted to it, but you are attracted to it? It just sort of pops in now and then?
Butterfly?
All right. Is that a question or a statement?
It's a statement.
All right. How often do you find that that happens?
That I find that what happens?
That you think of butterflies? Did you answer the question we asked? We said, do you have something that just pops in, you don't know why?
Oh, no, I'm just always drawn to butterflies.
All right. Good enough. Then we would suggest that when you lie down and let yourself relax and start to drift, you think of butterflies.
Okay.
That will help you make a bridge and a link to the vibration of a different reality that will allow you to relax into it and get used to it so that you can have more conscious awareness of what's going on, and let yourself go into that third state, that alternate reality state between what you consider to be physical reality and what you consider to be non-physical reality or spirit, so that you can experience the connections that you really do wish to experience more consciously.
Okay.
All right?
Great.
So butterflies. Any particular color?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes.
All right. Then don't be surprised if a particular color stands out and becomes your symbol.
Okay.
All right? Pleasant dreams. And one other thing. We gave the suggestion to someone else who brought up this subject. How's the humor in your life?
It's good. It's abundant.
Is it?
Yeah.
You laugh a lot?
I do.
All right. We would suggest that as you lie down, you think of things that make you laugh.
Okay.
It will help you let go.
Okay.
All right?
That's very helpful. Thank
All
you.
right. You're welcome. And to you, good day. Speak up so that all may hear what you have to share.
Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I had a dream where I looked up and saw a bunch of spaceships.
Yes.
And one
I
came down to
sometimes
me.
have that without being asleep because I don't sleep anymore.
That's awesome. So one came down to me, and the being that came out, I ran up and gave him a big hug, and I was crying and sobbing, and it felt like I really had missed him.
Yes.
And I'm wondering, so I've connected with him through meditation
Yes.
since, and I'm wondering if you can tell me what race he is.
You're dealing with another hybrid race, primarily what we would label the Yael. In any such encounters that are going on between you and extraterrestrial beings, you will usually find that you will have at least one counterpart in that society that will be involved in the encounters so that they feel familiar and are a reflection of more of you. So in a sense, it's like meeting another version of yourself.
Okay, so he is my counterpart?
Yes.
Awesome. So in the dream, I got on a ship and went out to space and saw the Earth get really small. So was that physical, or was it?
Well, yes and no. You have to understand that many of these encounters actually happen in a slightly shifted version of physical reality that allows you to experience more than you otherwise might in your typical physical reality. So yes, it was physically real, but not in your physical dimension exactly.
Okay. Do I have hybrid children?
Yes.
How many have a significant amount of my DNA?
Again, the average is usually about 15 to 17.
Okay, so you've mentioned the possibility of hybrid children living on Earth as soon as 2022. Is that still accurate?
No.
No? Okay.
I said the window of open contact is between 2025, 2033, maybe 2040. I did not say the hybrid children would be landing at the beginning. Somewhere in there, things will be set up so that they can begin to stay longer and longer and longer on your planet in certain areas that are sequestered and safe for them to acclimate and adapt to your society as your society acclimates to them. But the idea is that some of them have been on your planet and do come to your world from time to time in secret places that are set aside for them so they can practice what it's like being on Earth. Because many things that you take for granted are very alien to them. So they have to learn the idea of how to fit into your society to some degree, although they won't go all the way with it because human society must also adapt to them to some degree as well. But they're willing to learn, and they're quite fascinated by some things that you don't even really think about, like eating food off a plate with a fork. Why? Why not just take the food and put it in your mouth with your hand? So they have a lot of things to sort of learn to fit in a little bit. But they do that on your planet from time to time in houses and apartments that you don't necessarily even know that they happen to be in. They might even be right next door.
Wow. Okay, so I wanted to talk about being a bridge to the higher dimensions.
Yeah.
So when I'm meditating and I can converse and see in my mind my hybrid children,
Yes.
what reality is that? And what does that look like on their end for
Well,
talking to
again,
me?
you're communicating through that slightly altered reality that we just mentioned. And therefore, they're receiving it in a sense sort of telepathically from you.
Okay. So is it helpful or important to be making these emotional and like relationship connections with them?
Is it helpful and important to you?
Yes.
Well, then the answer is yes.
Okay.
Because they will feel the importance to you. And that will allow them to begin to identify and empathize with those feelings and understand them more clearly.
Okay. So earlier this week, I had a really powerful meditation where I felt like I was speaking with you. And was that really you, or was
No.
it just...
You're just tapping into the vibration that you recognize as our collective consciousness through your own higher mind. So what you were doing, which is what you're doing right now, was speaking a little bit more clearly to your own higher mind, using us as a filter or a mask to do so.
Okay. And what is my vibration?
Are you sure you want to know? Because remember, as soon as you ask, it goes down.
Well, mostly my question was I've really been meditating a lot, and it's felt really good. It's been
All right, that's
my
fine.
highest passion. And
But
I'm
are you
wondering-
taking actions as well?
Yes.
All right. Because remember, that's the language of physical reality,
Okay.
not just meditating. You have to act to be in the world. So, do your meditations help you take more actions in the direction of your passion?
Yes.
All right. Are you sure? Didn't sound very convincing.
I've been taking a lot of action the last year.
Yes.
And it's felt like I've been really just outside and not really going inside. And so I've been feeling really called to
All
go
right.
inside
You can
lately.
balance it out. That's fine.
Yeah, I am excited to take more action
All right.
soon.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, beloved Bashar.
And good day to you.
Good day to you.
Speak up, please, so that all may hear
Okay,
you.
I've been listening to you many years ago, and I'm very grateful to be here.
All right.
I've been doing a lot of work inwardly for self to grow and to become more of who I am.
Yes.
And I'm creating a sacred of meditation in my house with people that coming over.
All right.
And I do believe with water and air and all the 7 things that you've been provide tonight. The thing is that I've been asking is about my son, that he's back in my house and he stay all night with the heater, and he doesn't really drink enough water. And if you have a way for me to
What are you asking? Should you tie him down and force feed him?
No,
Well,
just that
have you had conversations about why, and does he actually feel like he's not getting enough?
He would listen to others, but not to his parents, I guess.
Have you had a conversation about why he doesn't listen to your advice?
Usually kids don't listen to their parents.
That's not the case on my planet.
I know, but here it's a little bit different.
Well, I understand that. But do you also understand he may have his own path in life?
I totally agree with you.
All right.
The thing is that, like you said...
I have a suggestion for you.
Okay, thank you.
Let's call it the Santa Claus effect. Yes?
Yes.
Leave a pitcher of water and a glass out for him when you go to bed. Maybe in the night he will sneak over and have some water without you necessarily knowing about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes? Just give him the option. Don't tell him what to do.
No, and you're absolutely right. I do that. I just put...
What, do you leave water out?
Yes, I do put water.
When you're not around?
When I'm not around?
Yes, when you go to bed,
Yeah.
leave water out.
Okay.
So that you're not around, so that he can have it when you're not around.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. And for the heater that is a whole night long and there's no air in this room, no windows open, nothing.
Is he cold?
He always said that he's cold,
All right.
but then there's no air at all for all
There
night.
must be some, or he would suffocate. Remember, that's the first basic need, and without air, you'll probably be dead in about 2 minutes.
Yeah, but I can see that he has like the eyes swollen. I can see he's very fatigued and...
All right. Well, have you had a conversation about the fact as to whether or not he enjoys that feeling?
I do, but as I said, that he doesn't listen to his
I didn't
parents.
say that you had to say something he had to listen to.
Okay.
I said, have you had a conversation about whether or not he enjoys that effect?
If he's enjoying that,
Yes. Ask him, look, your eyes are kind of puffy and swollen and so on and so forth, and you seem very tired. Do you enjoy that feeling? I'm just curious.
okay, I will ask him
You
that
see?
for sure.
Then it's not about him listening to you. It's about you paying attention and giving him options to respond in the way that he prefers to respond.
Okay.
Yes?
Yes.
All right. And again, he doesn't have to answer. Just pose the question. He'll go through it in his mind, and maybe he'll decide that he needs to make different choices to have different consequences. But you're being the one that's imaginative enough to simply get the ball rolling in his own mind without making him think he has to listen to you. Do you understand?
Yes.
All right. You need to be a little bit more imaginative, and we don't mean this in a negative way, a little bit more sneaky.
Oh.
So that you can inspire him to think about things without him feeling that he is being told what to do.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Thank you.
You just have to exercise your curiosity. Because again, if that really is his path, if that's something he believes he needs to do, then the only thing coming from you in your unconditional love and support is, well, I'm curious. Do you find that sensation interesting or enjoyable? Or let me know. I'm kind of curious. And then walk away. You don't even have to finish the conversation.
Thank you very, very much, Bashar.
You're very, very welcome.
There's anything else that you see from what I do for self, doing work and...
Are you acting on your passion to the best you can with no insistence or assumption on the outcome and remaining in a positive state no matter what manifests?
Yes.
Don't lie.
I didn't hear the whole question, but I understand.
All right. Then that's just my curious question. So you can go think about it.
I will.
Thank you.
Thank you very, very much, Bashar.
Hi, Bashar. This is your friend Andra. A while back, you told us that the Sasani people are akin to the honeybees that collect the energetic nectar from different civilizations and then spread the honey around through the universe. So I would really love it if you could give us the Sasani word for honeybee and anything else that you might feel inspired to share about this particular archetype. Thank you, I love you, and Naveo.
Well, we don't actually have honeybees on our planet. So we don't have a word for honeybee in that sense. However, there are animals that do form energetic webs, energetic connections to different forms of life on our planet. So we suppose that would be a relative equivalent. In our ancient language, they are called a type of seed that goes back to the idea of the original seed that formed the telepathic web between us all, and therefore they are referred to as Shaviqua, which means the light seed, the seed that connects us all in webs of light. So Shaviqua can be the closest analogy to the idea of that which connects all and spreads that vibration throughout a society, throughout an ecosystem, so to speak. So Shaviqua can be the closest analogy to the concept of a honeybee in that context.
Bashar, thank you so much for speaking with me today. You've just been a lighthouse to me in my life, and I'm so grateful for this opportunity.
It is our deep appreciation to co-create this interaction with you. What would you like to discuss this day?
So it's been my highest excitement to puzzle together the true story of Lilith. I feel there's some crucial insight I'm missing. You have said before that she may come through at some point to tell her own story. Is there any clue you can give me to better understand her and her significance?
One moment. Connections to nature are of prime importance to understand the story of Lilith. The idea of Lilith is someone who expresses an energy that is not dissimilar from the idea of the future hybrids that are connected very strongly to nature and who go through different levels of mastery to connect more strongly with all expressions of physical and non-physical reality. So Lilith is a story of self-empowerment, especially for the female energy expression on Earth. And so investigating and adopting anything that has to do with the expression of self-empowerment as an expression of your natural self will help you move forward in understanding the story of Lilith. Does that help you?
That is so brilliant. Thank you so much. I will need to take some time to digest that. That's just brilliant. Thank you.
All right.
So speaking of creation, 11 months ago, I co-created a beautiful daughter, Aluka, in a non-traditional way. I believe she has strong Sasani connections. Could you tell me something about her galactic connections, life theme, or soul contracts?
She is a strong teacher, does have hybrid connections, and connections to other extraterrestrial sources, especially Sirius and Pleiadian. In time, this being may be involved in some interactions with the hybrid children that will come to Earth to live among you eventually, among humanity. But for now, it is premature, still developing and still growing.
Amazing. Thank you. Speaking of the hybrid children, I have 7 hybrid children, and I know that there is a timeline where we could, meet in my lifetime. Are they sort of paused in childhood, or is there until they're integrated on Earth, or are they going to age in a way we understand it?
They will to some degree age, but they will not appear to age in the same way that humans do. The idea is that they are much longer lived, and the idea is that they don't necessarily deteriorate as they age, as they mature. So they may still seem very young even when they have achieved a greater age.
Yes, yes. And in terms of the potential of the timeline where we could have contact with them in a physical way, is that strengthening in possibility as we move through the window of open contact?
Yes, for those along that path, it is something that at the outside would probably not take longer than about 20 of your years at the outside.
Wow. Oh, that's so exciting. Oh, my goodness. I recently returned from powerful vortex sites in Sedona and Chilca, Peru. I'm excited to see if I can map portals and vortexes around my home state of Victoria in Australia. Do you have any recommendations about vortexes in Victoria or Australia?
Well, obviously, an extremely powerful major vortex is in the idea of what you call Ayers Rock. Yes?
Yes, yes.
The Alice Springs area. But there is also a major electromagnetic vortex in the area known as Pine Gap.
Oh, I was just reading about that yesterday. How synchronous. Is that, is that similar to an Area 51 energy?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
And there is, in fact, an underground base there.
Unreal. Oh, my goodness. So thank you for that information. That's a beautiful synchronicity. I am going to go there, Bashar.
Oh, all right. Have fun.
Yes, I will.
If you are sensitive to it, you may be able to actually physically feel the electromagnetic vibrations that are in that area in certain places, especially when you pass between large rock formations on the road.
Amazing. I mean, for some reason, I had felt that Australia was not such, like, as I returned from Sedona and Peru, I felt so invigorated by the vibrations there, and I felt a little bit disheartened when I came back to Australia, and I decided that wasn't a positive way to feel. So I want to be able to locate the high energy sites here, and Uluru, obviously, yes, I've been there. It's so fantastic. But Pine Gap, wow, I'm really interested to.
All right.
To go there. Thank you.
Have fun in your explorations.
I will.
You may actually also wish to actually take a device that can read electromagnetic energy with you.
So, okay, I will locate one of those devices. Absolutely. I wonder if I could take that with me to more sites as well. This is really exciting. Yeah.
Yes, you can.
Yes.
You can.
Yeah.
But you can calibrate it based on what you experience in Pine Gap.
Very good. So do you know, I can just research where to get one of those devices.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Amazing. Thank you so much, Bashar.
Yes. You're welcome.
I've got two more questions, but stop me if I'm going too much. Recently, I have been integrating my multidimensional selves. I've connected to counterparts in Orion, World War II, sort of ancient Roman Judea, and I'm starting to have strong impressions related to more recent military episodes in the Middle East, which seems odd to me because it's contemporary. Are these counterpart experiences, or is it a montage of media I have digested in my life?
There is some counterpart experience you are picking up on, yes.
Oh, okay.
It is a counterpart that is more strongly living out some of the ancient Orion connections.
Yes. Beautiful. That makes perfect sense. Yeah, it was that last, it felt very aligned to the Orion story. Yeah.
Yes. There are many stories that are playing out on your planet at this time. Many different stories, a true melting pot of different stories from different directions, all using the Earth cycle vibration to attempt to change the ending of those stories in a more positive way. But first going through great darkness.
How extraordinary. I mean, I do feel as I move through time that I'm much more able to viscerally connect with the experiences and the lessons of my counterparts. And that is just absolutely mind-blowing.
Yes, and they from you, and they from you.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, yeah, how extraordinary. Reality is
So
just...
the more you are yourself, the more you are yourself, the more you help them have something to draw upon to help them as well.
Yes. And I guess what is the appropriate amount of focus? I mean, I don't want to get lost in that world because obviously
Follow the formula.
Formula. Yes. Correct. Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
And your final question?
My final question, I feel that I have for many years been weaving together a tapestry about the divine feminine so I can write about it. I cannot tell anymore if I'm fixated on this idea because I've held it for so long or whether I should keep pursuing this path of writing. Help me out, Bashar.
Is it representative of your passion?
It is. I'm very passionate about that story.
Then doesn't that tell you to keep going?
It does. I knew as soon as I asked that question, I shouldn't have asked it.
It's all right for you to ask it, but thank you for allowing it to be obvious.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I just love you so, so much. I can't even put it into words, Bashar. Thank you so much for your time.
It's all right. You may put it into actions.
Yes, I will do. Absolutely.
All right. Our unconditional love to you as well. Aveo.
Aveo. Aveo.
Hello, Bashar. My name is Sylvie. I have two questions regarding mostly the cyclic organization of the Earth, especially in relation to my own female cycle. Before puberty, I could see things very positively, such as the death of my grandfather and the separation of my parents. But since I've become more cyclically organized, my life has been more like a roller coaster. So how can I live my femininity fully without experiencing challenging emotions and pain, for example, during the bleeding? And why do we go through puberty and the cycles? And what do they mean structurally, like in an archetypical way? Thank you so much for answering. Much love. Bye.
Physical reality, especially in the Earth system, is a reality of cycles and a reality of challenges. You have, as a spirit, recognized that you have the strength to face these challenges and were willing to face them when you chose to incarnate. The idea is to transform them in positive ways, to use them in positive ways, and sometimes to even eliminate them from needing to be experienced. But remember that if you experience them in a painful way, that is resistance to the experience, rather than using the experience to flow in a positive direction. Find ways to define these challenges in positive ways, how they can benefit you energetically, how there can be lessons learned from them that will allow you to transform other situations in your life, to use the challenges you go through in other areas of your life, to know that you can face these challenges and transform them in more positive ways. So you can use these smaller challenges to allow yourself to overcome bigger challenges and transform them in positive ways. It's like a stepping stone to something bigger.
I'm very excited to ask you a fun question. So many years ago, I asked you about an entity that you gave the name Sadie Rose, and I began seeing Sadie Rose trucks. So Sadie Rose baking trucks. And you said, when I see these trucks, it was a state that I was in that allowed me to communicate with this entity. And
Yes.
recently, I saw two trucks at once on my way to go meet a gentleman who just happens to have the same last name as Rose. And that felt very synchronous. And I wanted to see if you had any fun additional information to add to that.
What was your visit with this gentleman about?
He's the guy I'm dating.
All right. Well, then you are baking a new relationship.
I am indeed. I am indeed. Anything else?
How high do you want to turn up the temperature on your baked goods?
As hot as we can.
All right. Then we would suggest that you go for it, as you say, without any particular insistence on what the relationship should be. Let it show you what it is.
Don't impose any societal structure on the idea of what you think it's supposed to look like.
I love that.
Just enjoy it for what it is.
That's perfect. That sounds so fun. Thank you very much. And one more thing I'd like to just mention, my excitement, I feel my reality is extremely malleable lately, especially when I'm in the water with the whales and the dolphins. And recently I've had an experience with the orca that was quite exciting. And I just wanted to ask you if there was an amazing experience where I felt deeply respected by them. It felt very, very a strong sense of reverence from them to me. And I wanted to ask you if you had anything to add about that.
Well, as we have said, an analogy would be that the orcas are the samurai of the sea. And therefore, it's all about the idea of that level of respect, about truth to self, about being authentic in every level of your life.
Ooh, I love that. That word has been so resonant for me lately, authenticity. It's been a beautiful experience to be fully myself and authentic in the most amazing ways. So thank you for that. That's all I have. Thank you, Bashar.
All right. We thank you.
Good day.
Aveo.
Good morning, Bashar. My name is Shaylin Jennings. So my question is, what aspects of my life should I be focusing on over the next 6 to 12 months that are for my highest good, that will serve my soul's purpose, my heart's desires, the greater good of us all, of the greater energy, the universe? And secondly, Bashar, have you visited me? I have been on my channeling journey, practicing, trying to focus in and bring in higher level energies of light and love. And I heard the name Bashar. Like, this was literally like maybe 2-3 days ago. So have you visited me, Bashar? I'm not tripping, right? Thank you. Look forward to hearing from you. Bye.
Following the formula, of course, acting on your passion is the answer. And again, if you don't know what that may mean, then start small with everyday things. This is simply the idea of your, shall we say, blueprint informing you that you had set up this connection today. So you got in a sense, precursor of this conversation. You felt the leading edge of the wave of this connection 3 days before it actually happened, because you are sensitive to energies and allowed yourself to pick up on the idea of making this connection this day. So you are expanding your senses and increasing your sensitivity to pick up on things that have not yet actually manifested physically, because everything exists in spirit first, as above, so below. But sometimes the below has a time lag to it, and you will pick up on the energy in the non-physical reality of something like this conversation before it actually manifests in physical reality. So no, you are not tripping, as you say. You are picking up on our energy as we are having this conversation today, but did so 3 days earlier.
And what is the best approach to the art of acting in order to achieve the greatest performance? Please explain if it has to do with channeling, which it may not. Is the actor channeling a person that is simultaneously existing in a parallel universe, or is the actor creating something new? Perhaps even a completely different and new person, new in regards to this plane that we know time to exist in.
We have to be cautious about the idea of your terminology when you say completely new. There may be an infinite number of combinations that are completely probable and possible for someone to bring through in a form of channeling, which is what the best acting actually is, in tapping into parallel reality versions that can be representative of the different characters, in the sense that you may be combining from different parallel realities and presenting a new character in that sense, in the new combination of tapping into different parallel realities to create that character. You could say, in a sense, that the character is new, a new expression.
one of the expansions of the idea of how creation expands, because it's a new relationship, it's a new perspective, it's a new experience. But it's made out of a combination of things that already exist. And in that sense is not completely new. But it can be a new expression in the way that you understand that term. Acting on the level that you're talking about is channeling, although channeling is not acting.
Okay. And did Atlanteans live much longer than we do now? For example, the Sumerian texts refer to kings that reigned for many thousands of years.
Well, those are not Atlanteans, although Atlanteans did live longer in general. 120, 150 years is not uncommon for the Atlantean biotype. The Sumerian king lists have more to do with the idea of the Anunnaki and other extraterrestrial forms that did have, in fact, multi-millennial lives.
And were Atlantean aircraft balloon oriented, or did they use crystals to levitate or propel air, or by land or by sea?
It was kind of an odd combination of both in many cases. They did have lighter than air vehicles that were aided and assisted in their propulsion by the idea of vibrational means. So you could say, in a sense, that they used some of the science of levitation to move the lighter than aircraft around most efficiently.
And did the dinosaurs look the way we've interpreted them from fossils, or were they all furry or feathery or fluffy and just look like big animals and not terrifying lizards?
Well, again, some of them may have presented what to you would still be very scary appearances, regardless of the fact as to whether they had feathers and fluff, because they were still large animals, and many of them were carnivorous and predatory. So the idea is, yes, you are beginning to learn, as many of your scientists know, that many of them did begin to sprout the idea of feathers. Hence, those branches evolving into what you now have as birds. So the idea is still much of what you understand now in your modern times is relatively accurate, though you still have a lot to discover about them. So even though some of them may have had fluff and feathers, they still were formidable animals.
Okay, and can you talk about our moon and the origins of how it was created and came to be?
Your scientists are relatively accurate in the idea that the early Earth, when forming, was struck by another body in your solar system, and the moon, in that sense, was material that was broken off in the impact, and thus reformed as the moon around your planet in a natural way. Now, the moon is natural and formed that way, but it has been slightly altered since then, because there are extraterrestrial bases on the moon and devices on the moon that have placed it exactly and precisely into the orbit it now occupies to help balance out your planetary system in a variety of ways. So it's not that the moon itself is artificial, but it has been artificially augmented to some degree. But originally it is a natural body that was formed in the early solar system.
Was it in that sense moved so that it would be this exact size, like for eclipses and things like that?
Yes. Now we understand that the moon is moving and has been closer to your planet in the past, and it is still moving slightly away. Nevertheless, certain adjustments have been made so that at the timing that humanity would exist and at the timing it would be relevant for you, the size of the moon being where it is in position relative to the sun and your Earth is not an accident.
So are there more advanced ET civilizations that know how to move planets in a sense and move things like the moon?
Absolutely. There are civilizations we have encountered that have the power to move stars.
And are they physical? Or does that require being a non-physical consciousness to comprehend that?
It does not require being a non-physical consciousness, but it does require a connection to non-physical consciousness to understand it in a very strong way.
Is it on the level of beings such as yourself, or would it be of beings that are even more advanced and higher frequency than you?
We do have the beginnings of the ability to do what we just said. But there are beings that are much more advanced that can do it very easily.
And does that also fall under the idea of terraforming planets?
Well, yes, that can be done, as was done for us. But terraforming a planet is not quite the same thing as moving a star for a variety of reasons.
Yes. And isn't there a thing with terraforming that it's not necessarily the idea that what is involved in terraforming a planet for species such as yourself? How did they terraform your planet?
It requires molecular adjustments on many different levels and fine-tuning with very advanced technology for the purpose of creating the atmosphere and environment that would be conducive to the expression of life planned to live on the planet. We cannot go into technical detail at this time. It is too large of a subject.
Okay.
But suffice to say, it involves an extremely advanced form of nanotechnological manipulation.
Well, just to take it a little further, did they bring animals to your planet, or was it more the idea that they evolved?
Some were adjusted genetically and allowed to evolve. Some were brought to the planet and mixed into the ecosystem where compatible. But that's not the idea of physically terraforming a planet. That happens later when the planet has been terraformed and is ready to receive the idea of life.
So even higher beings are into gardening, is what you're telling us?
On scales so vast, it would try your imagination.
Wow.
There are literally gardens of stars, gardens of solar systems.
Wow. See, there's always more. Consciousness has that one thing going for it. Doesn't matter how long you exist. There's always more.
Yes. Though it is not something that we ourselves can do, there are also artistic arrangements, if you will, gardens of multiple dimensions. We have heard of this from those that have experienced it.
So at some level, this becomes one amazing amusement park, in a sense.
If you wish to look at it that way, it becomes one expression of beauty. All right, I'll say good day. This transmission we have titled 1 Minute to Midnight. Now, your society has coined this phrase in accordance with what it calls a doomsday clock, meaning how close are you in the entire global interactions going on your planet to the concept of self-destruction. How close are you to self-annihilation? Counting down the idea of an hour before midnight, they have said that you are now 1 minute to midnight, and maybe even less than that, looking at all of the turmoil going on your world, and the idea that you are extremely close to a dangerous level of interaction that could lead to self-annihilation of the human race. But we would like to take that concept of 1 minute to midnight and reframe it in a different context to the idea now of those who are pursuing the expansion of consciousness, pursuing the idea of their spirituality and the adoption of more of who they are in the expression of their day-to-day lives, and reframe the concept as how close you are to open contact for those who are walking that path. So you are 1 minute to midnight, very close. At the stroke of midnight, that represents the idea of the moment when open contact truly begins. And so you are 1 minute away. Now, this clock still moves a little bit slowly, for there will be upcoming transmissions when we will say you are 30 seconds to midnight, 15 seconds to midnight, and then a countdown to the idea of contact. But right now, for those who are walking the path, for those who are exploring their spirituality, for those who are willing to be more of who they truly are, it is 1 minute to midnight. So, it is 1 minute to midnight, children. No time to be asleep in bed. Time to wake up. Time to move ahead. It is 1 minute to midnight, children. So be prepared. It is time for you to move forward. Time that you begin to care about all the things that surround you, about your connection to nature, about the idea of nurture, so that you can be who you are in the world, so that you can connect more strongly to those around you, so that you can be of service to the earth, to humanity, to nature, to the stars. It is 1 minute to midnight. Contact is close at hand. Allow yourselves to connect to the air, to the sea, to the land. It is 1 minute to midnight, children. Allow yourselves to know that if you are willing to be who you are, you don't have far to go. To allow yourselves to interact with the beings that surround you all the time, that have been willing to assist you, willing to engage with you, if you would but find the time. It is 1 minute to midnight, children. Listen closely to what we say. The idea of spirit is not so far away. The idea of contact is not so far away. The idea of a new world is not so far away. It is 1 minute to midnight, children. Time to awaken. Time to open your eyes. Time to remove. Time to remove. Time to remove the fears that you disguise. So, it is important now at this time that you truly expand and accelerate your experience of your connection, your experience of spirit, your experiences of synchronicity. Let them flow. Let them flow. Let them come to you. Let your core frequency attract what you need. Remove all impediments that are in the way, all the fear-based belief systems, all the negative belief systems, all the things that are simply no longer relevant for you. Let them go. Let them dissipate. Let them evaporate. Let them be understood as choices you have made in the past that simply make no sense for you to make in the present, and simply will not be experienced in what you call your future. Allow yourself to clearly connect from your heart, your mind, your spirit, your soul. Allow yourself to be genuine and authentic and true to who you really are and to each other. Clear in your meaning and communication. Clear in your intentions. Clear in your service to others. Be active on your passion. Be active in the formula and understand it clearly. For there is not much time left, for it is 1 minute to midnight, children. It is time to wake up in the new world, in the new earth. Time to shift more and more every day in every way to new versions of the world that coexist simultaneously. Allow yourself to begin to truly let in the new world. To get used to the idea of how magical and miraculous the new world can be. Allow your experience to increase in synchronicity. For everything is connected. Everything is an expression of one. It's 1 minute to midnight, children. Time to have some fun. So set your watches, set your hearts, and set your minds to this new timing. It's 1 minute to midnight. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. We thank you for allowing us to share this with you in your October month, a time when you open your minds to the idea that the spirit world is all around you, that the barriers and the veils are thinnest, that you can interact with those who have passed on as a matter of course, that all the relationships still exist and always will. It's 1 minute to midnight. Tick tock, tick tock, tick tock. We thank you for allowing us to share this with you this day. Get into the spirit of the season in all the ways that you can take that meaning. And in return for the gift you are giving us in engaging with you, I ask now, how may we continue to be of service? Please begin with your dialogues and questions if you wish.